guys, so we are back. Last day of qualifying. They had changed the schedule. We were actually supposed to do the qualifier number 4 at like 1, and then we're on the way here and they move it up to 11. So we're definitely gonna miss that because we got to change plugs. We're gonna do a tighter gap since we're trying to run more boost. Don't want to have spark blowout, and then we're trying to make sure that we don't have any fueling issues because last night the fuse blew on one of the relays. So we're double checking, making sure something's not actually causing that it was just, you know, fluke, but too coincidental. So we're gonna check, make sure nothing's rubbing or, you know, nothing's drawing that it's not supposed to be. So we're gonna check the car over, and then we're gonna have a lot of time just waiting because we're definitely missing Q4. So we'll see you guys up there for the last qualifier. So we actually thought we could make the qualifier. I know I said we weren't going to, because I had a spare set of plugs, because these are pretty much smoked, which the car needed new plugs anyways. It's been a while, and we're trying to get higher boost, so we were going to just re-gap them tighter, but we looked at the plugs and realized probably need some new ones. So got all new plugs, but one out of the box was missing the tip, and you can't do shit without the tip, right, Kennedy?
That's right.
Gosh dang tip. So of course there's no service here, so Kennedy and I left to go see if we can get service, to call a bunch of places. No one carries these spark plugs, of course. So we're hoping somebody at the track has either one plug, or we'll totally switch brands and get a whole different set of plugs. So that would suck because the weekend would be over just because of a set of spark plugs. We'll keep you guys updated. You did what, Marv? No, you didn't break it. We got some new plugs. Shout out John Lund Jr., John Lund Sr. coming in clutch with the new plugs. So yeah, we're gapping these 16 thou, and we're gonna put these in and should make the next qualifier. We already pretty much did everything else we were supposed to, so let's see what happens. Well guys, it is I'm closing out this video. It's the last day of FL2K. Today we're headed to the track. Yesterday was yeah, we're only supposed to have 2 qualifiers yesterday. We missed the first one due to changing out the spark plugs, having to get new spark plugs, and we just weren't ready. They changed the time on Facebook, and then when we got there, they called up Streetcar, and I just said, forget it, like, we don't have time, we need to make some changes. So we made some changes to the car, and hey, get your asses down. All right, so then we were supposed to have the second qualifier, the last one, later in the day, but since streetcar is the largest class, they actually moved streetcar to the very end, so we pretty much just hung out for, I don't know, 5-6 hours, not doing anything. And then we go up, and Barry notices the car just randomly is dying, which makes no damn sense. I don't know why, but it was just randomly doing that, I guess. He was pulling into the lanes, it died. When he backed up once, it died, which it's never done that, so that was kind of weird. So we get into the lanes, and but the car idles. Once the car idles, it'll smooth out, it'll be fine. So he does the burnout, everything's fine. Gets on the trans brake, and then the bump doesn't work. So he stops, rolls down the window. I tell him, just like, get back on the trans brake, don't bump it. Like, the tree's already fallen, just go, so we can get like we can get a time slip, we can still get a pass. And then he goes, and I can hear the car just pop, pop, hit the rev limiter, and then he let out because the car didn't shift. So the trans brake, the bump box and the air shifter are on the same relay, same fuse. So whatever was causing those not to work didn't work. So anyways, he comes back around, car's still running, everything mechanically sounds good. And I don't know, Marvin and I just like checked a few things. There's a couple wires that possibly could have been rubbed through, but we don't even think that's for sure. No fuses were popped, no relays were bad. O2 sensors rubbing on the valve cover, like nothing crazy, but I don't know. We cleaned up a few things, and I tested the bump twice in the pits, and it worked. And I sent a log to Joe, and he said everything looked good in the log. So I don't really know, but the bump works. So now we are in the last day of FL2K, and we have to race Cletus, who just went like a 670 at like 200 and
6.6.
Did he go 6.6? Yeah. Well, he got a lot of mile an hour on us. He's got a lot of ET on us. He's got a big block Chevy and twins. When this car is dialed in, I mean, it still probably couldn't keep up with that car, because that car just is making like probably 3,000 horsepower now. But someday this car will crack into the sixes. But it's literally his first true full weekend out. And we're still, just barely starting to lean on the car. So there's a lot of things we need to learn. And we've learned a lot of things over the weekend. And we just need some data. Like, I really told him we need to go to a private rental, get like 6 or 7 passes, and get lots of data where we can lean on it. Because you can always back off the car if the track's hot, or if you're racing someone slower. But you don't know where to lean on it, and you want to be safe about it. But you can't do that if you haven't done it in incremental steps. And we just haven't gotten to that point yet, because we have had no clean passes but one this whole entire weekend. So we got to go out, eliminations round 1, and race Cletus. So we'll be headed home early. Maybe we'll go to the beach today. You want to go to the beach, Marv? We might have to. We got time. But yeah, so you guys will see that in the next video. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Check us out at coyotedirect.com. And yeah, last day of FL2K coming up.